I still remember the moment I realized that forcing my mind was the very thing breaking it. I was sitting alone, late at night, surrounded by notes, books, half-written plans, all the symbols of effort. From the outside, it looked like discipline. From the inside, it felt like collapse. My thoughts were loud, chaotic, endlessly looping. I kept telling myself to focus harder, to reset, to calm down, but every command only added more noise. The harder I pushed, the more fragmented my mind became. That was when I understood something deeply uncomfortable. The mind cannot be ordered into clarity. High performers don't win because they force themselves more. They win because they know how to stop. Not quit, not escape, but reset. In minutes, quietly, without drama. What I was missing wasn't effort, it was emptiness. Introduction. There is a state of mind where overthinking stops, pressure dissolves, and clarity returns almost instantly. High performers access it before critical decisions, during moments of stress, and right after mental overload. They don't call it motivation. They don't call it focus. They call it nothing at all. This is the void state, a mental reset where the noise drops, identity fades, and the mind becomes usable again. It isn't mystical. It isn't spiritual fantasy. It's a practical mental condition that exists beneath thought, beneath emotion, beneath effort. And once you know how to enter it, you stop trying to fix your mind. You simply let it empty. The void state shares deep roots with ancient Eastern ideas like the water mind, but high performers use it today in boardrooms, training rooms, and moments where failure is not an option. It is not about becoming more. It is about becoming less. Principle 1. The mind overloads because it never fully resets. Most people think rest resets the mind. Sleep, scrolling, entertainment. None of these actually clear mental residue. They distract it. Thoughts keep looping in the background, quietly draining attention. Stress accumulates not because life is hard, but because the mind never returns to zero. High performers understand something most people miss. Clarity only emerges when the mind touches emptiness. Not calm thoughts, not positive thoughts, no thoughts. The void state is not relaxation, it is subtraction. When the mental surface is wiped clean, decisions sharpen instantly. This is why forcing calm never works. You're trying to rearrange clutter instead of clearing the room. Principle 2. Pressure collapses awareness inward. Under stress, the mind contracts. Attention narrows, thoughts repeat, identity becomes heavy. You start thinking about yourself instead of acting. This self-referential loop is what kills performance. The void state breaks this loop by removing the observer entirely. When awareness expands without grabbing onto any thought, pressure dissolves. There is no one left to panic, no narrative to protect. This is why the void state feels strangely neutral, neither positive nor negative, just clear. High performers don't fight pressure. They step outside the loop that creates it. Principle 3. Emptiness restores speed. Speed does not come from thinking faster. It comes from thinking less. In the void state, decisions feel immediate because there is no internal debate. Action flows straight through awareness without friction. This is why elite athletes, surgeons, and leaders often describe moments where time slows and action feels automatic. They are not hyper-focused. They are empty. The mind becomes a clear channel instead of a crowded room. The void state is not a peak. It is a reset to baseline where intelligence works without interference. Principle 4. Identity is the heaviest mental load. One of the quietest sources of exhaustion is identity. The constant background question of, who am I right now? Am I doing well enough? What does this say about me? Most people don't realize how much energy this consumes because it feels normal. But identity is heavy. It turns every task into a test and every moment into a performance. The void state works because identity temporarily dissolves. You are no longer the person trying to succeed, fail, prove, or protect anything. You are simply awareness without a label. And when identity steps aside, an enormous amount of energy is released. This is why clarity feels effortless in the void. There is no role to maintain. High performers learn to step out of identity before high-stakes moments, not because identity is bad, but because it is unnecessary when action is required. In the void state, there is no story, only response. Principle 5. The body opens the door before the mind follows. The void state is not entered through thought. It is entered through sensation. The body always arrives first. When tension softens, when breath deepens naturally, when the muscles stop bracing, the mind loses its grip on noise. This is why trying to think your way into emptiness fails. Thought cannot erase itself, but the body can signal safety, and when safety is felt, thought quiets on its own. High performers instinctively do this. A pause, a slow exhale, a moment of stillness before action. These are not rituals, they are doorways. The void state feels empty because the nervous system is no longer preparing for impact. There is nothing to defend against. Awareness expands. Silence appears without effort. How to practice water mind today. To enter the void state, you do not push thoughts away. You stop following them. Sit or stand and let your attention drop into the body. Feel weight, feel contact. Let breathing happen without interference. Do not aim for calm, aim for nothing. Then allow awareness to widen. Notice sounds without naming them, sensations without interpreting them. Thoughts may arise, but treat them like distant echoes, not messages. You are not trying to achieve a state. You are letting go of engagement. After a short time, sometimes seconds, sometimes minutes, something shifts. The inner noise loses urgency. The sense of self softens. You are present without effort. This is the void state. From here, return to action immediately. Do not analyze it. The power of the void is revealed in motion. Why the void state resets you faster than rest. Rest recovers energy. The void state restores clarity. You can sleep for 8 hours and still wake up mentally cluttered. But a few minutes in the void can feel like wiping fog off a mirror. This is why high performers use it between meetings, before decisions, and after intense effort. The void state does not relax you into passivity. It sharpens you. You return alert, responsive, and grounded. This is not escape, it is reset. Principle 4. Time pressure collapses awareness. One of the fastest ways to destroy flow is obsession with time. The clock becomes an enemy. Every second feels judged. I'm wasting time. I should be further along. I don't have enough time. These thoughts fragment attention. Water mind does not remove deadlines, but it removes fixation on them. High performers understand something counterintuitive. The more you chase time, the less you have. When attention is anchored in the present moment, time stretches naturally. When attention jumps forward, it fractures. Flow exists only now. Not 5 minutes from now. Not when you're done. Only here. When you fully inhabit this moment without bargaining for the future, time pressure loosens its grip, and with it, mental friction dissolves. Principle 5. Let action pull focus, not the other way around. The final principle is subtle but powerful. Most people try to focus first, then act. Water mind reverses this. You begin with gentle action, imperfect action, almost careless action, and focus follows. When water starts moving, it finds its path. When you begin without demanding perfection, the mind organizes itself around motion. This is why starting is often harder than continuing. The mind resists stillness more than effort. In water mind, you lower the threshold of action until resistance cannot object. A single sentence, a single repetition, a single breath with awareness. And once motion begins, flow quietly steps in. How to practice water mind today. Practicing water mind does not require changing your life, your schedule, or your personality. It requires changing your relationship with effort. The practice begins the moment you notice yourself trying too hard. That tightening in the chest, that shallow breath, that inner voice demanding results. This is your signal to stop pushing and start softening. Begin by doing less than you think is required. Sit down with the task, but remove the demand to succeed. Let your body settle first. Feel your weight supported by the chair or the ground. Let the breath fall back into its natural rhythm without controlling it. You are not preparing to work, you are preparing to be present. Then bring your attention to sensation rather than thought. The feeling of your hands, the sound of the room, the subtle movement of breath. Thoughts will still appear, but instead of chasing them or fighting them, you let them pass like ripples on water. They do not require a response. When you begin the task, do it gently, almost casually, as if you were simply exploring it, not conquering it. You do not ask, "Am I focused yet?" Because that question pulls you back into effort. You let action unfold without commentary, and somewhere in that quiet movement, focus arrives on its own. This is water mind in practice, not dramatic, not mystical, but deeply effective. Over time, your nervous system learns that concentration does not require force. It requires trust. The silent reason you can't concentrate is not weakness. It is misunderstanding. You were taught to believe that effort creates clarity, when in reality, clarity emerges when effort relaxes. You were told to dominate your mind when the mind was waiting to be allowed. Flow is not something rare or reserved for the gifted. It is a natural state that appears when resistance is met with softness, when identity loosens its grip, and when action is allowed to lead without pressure. This is the wisdom behind water mind. Ancient, quiet, and profoundly practical. If this idea resonated with you, if you felt something shift as you listened, then this channel is for you. Here we explore the deeper mechanics of focus, discipline, and inner clarity without noise or hype. Subscribe if you want to learn how to move through life with less friction and more presence. And the next time you struggle to focus, remember, water never forces its way forward. And yet, nothing is more powerful.